Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. We've got a battle on the AB map, and it's Killer Rick from VH Clan, and he's in the Tier 10 Swedish heavy tank, the Kranvagn. As you know, it's a 3-shot auto-loading tank. It's got a very strong turret front with sloped armor, so the main weakness is the lower front plate. It's got a mix of ammo, and the gun is 120mm, so that means you could overmatch 40mm of armor if needed. So there you go, another useless statistic. Anyway, it's heading to the 1-2 line. It's pretty common for heavy tanks to battle in this area, and we'll see how he goes. It's a full Tier 10 match, which is good, and based on the ping it looks like he's playing on the Hong Kong server. Anyway, he's taking up this initial position, and you see he's using a fixed dead tank for protecting his lower front plate. Now he dismissed shooting the side of that Kranvagn. Primarily the Object 277 in front is sort of in a niche there. He didn't spot himself till he crossed, and if you notice the distance, it's about 3 map squares, which means that the frequency of checking from your commander is also a bit lower. Alright, it's got the front of a mouse, and he takes a nice shot at it, but you can see the size of the aiming circle compared to the target, and that shot basically missed. So just something you got to consider. He was looking for the weak spots, but yeah, sometimes the shots will go to the aim point, but they do get distributed around the aiming circle. So he's just coming up to this area here, get a nice hold down position that will protect his front plate. And it's just using the one of the new sort of features in the view possibilities. This is something in your general settings that you can zoom out and look at, you know, whole portions of the map. So it helps sort of build up your awareness of what's going on. And you can see things on the mini-map. It just, you know, sometimes helps to position them physically compared to the 2D map, just to give you an idea of what sort of issues you might have. Anyway, the enemy's pushing up now on this top tier. Puts a nice shot into the Super Conk, but it's got 2 shots left. But he's trying to get back to his hold out position so that he's got protection for his lower front plate. And nicely dodged the arty, but he wants them to push again, and he can put more shots into them. But you can see there's quite a few heavy tanks up here, including FV4005, who's basically seems to be a bit mispositioned, but possibly he's missing out on action, so he's up here. Rick spotted there by the 121B, and he takes a hit from T100 LT. So the enemy's basically taking control of the center. Now this is sometimes, you know, a powerful position on this map, but you can see we've got a bit of a traffic jam going on, so a bit of confusion. And yeah, the old days, you're taking a shot, you're taking a bit of a risk that you're not shooting your own team. So luckily that doesn't happen anymore. Anyway, Rick moves back just to consider whether he should go after the tanks in the middle, but looks like he's decided to progress shooting these tanks here. Finds the Kranvagn and takes another hit from the T100 LT. So that being a bit of an annoyance. So he pushes down a bit further to basically get out of line of sight from the centre, but just doesn't obviously push too far forward because he's on reload. Teams are reasonably balanced at this point. They're 1 tank up, but they are down on hit points. That's changing as we go. Luckily get rid of the E3, quite a tough opponent, and he's got the mouse there. If he can get a clear shot, puts a snapshot in, doesn't actually hit, and again that looks like that hit the rock, but now he's got the front of the E4, and the E4 is a much different proposition to the E3 in terms of the frontal armour, so much easier to pen, particularly the lower front plate. The E3 is a bit trollish there, a nice rounded armour, ricochet most shots. The mouse has been left on 82 hit points and gets taken out by the 277, so they're now 2 tanks up, strip 3, 103B goes down, and there's the E4. He can put another shot in. If he can get his next shot in, he get the kill, which he does. So that's Rick's first kill. And it brings him up to just under 2,500 hit points of damage. So not really getting to use the full clip potential, but as I said, there was a bit of a traffic jam there, and a few tanks went down as a result. And he's just looking around. The enemy Manticore is up on the top shelf here, and the 60 TP is pushing around. So a bit dangerous there, so he decides to assist the 60 TP, but being a heavy tank, he's not coming up the hill all that quickly. And the 60 TP is there fighting the Manticore. The Manticore gets a shot in and takes out the 60 TP, so it's a bit annoying. But now the Manticore is trying to run away. And Rick gets one shot in. Will he get the next shot in before he disappears? Yes, he does. That's really nice. So it takes him down to about one shottable. Maybe 2 shots there. He's just got over 400 hit points. So anyway, the game is pretty balanced on the knife edge at the moment. They're 1 tank up. They're a little bit down on hit points. So no point trying to cap. And in fact, the enemy's redressing the balance right now. Their control of the middle is paying off, and they're getting rid of the tanks on Rick's team. So he's come to this window here just to see whether he can spot any of those tanks there, but they seem to have relocated a bit. The Leopard's pushed up to highlight tanks in the middle. And however, they seem to get rid of the enemy FV4005, which is also doing a fairly forward move. He was up there in the A8 position earlier, if you had noticed, and here's our team's FV4005 trying to get a shot in on the enemy. And he's just asking for him to pull back. The Leopard takes out the FV, but he puts 1 nice shot, 2 nice shots in, and gets 3 nice shots into the Leopard. So there you go, finally gets to use a full clip on a tank, but leaves the Leopard on definitely a 1-shottable position. And the Manticore's back around here. Leopard 1 takes out the Arty, who was down there at CD line there at C1. And Rick's pushing up now with his full clip. Can he get a shot in on these guys? Oh, they seem to have backed off or moved around. So he goes back down to the bottom line to see where they're at. And the Manticore, no, actually the Leopard appears. He gets lit, so they know he's there and which direction he's going. And he decides to continue pushing around while he's lit. Look for the enemy coming from a different direction, potentially the 121B, just to make sure he's not getting flanked. Doesn't spot anything, so turns back again. So he's now basically the last tank standing, and there's a lot of 1-shots, and there goes one of them, the Leopard 1, so now there's only 2 enemy tanks left, Manticore and the 121B. We've got 6 kills between them. It's Rick's 2nd kill, and he's gone on the reload, which is a good thing. And here's the Manticore. Puts 1 shot in, it gets that nice kill there. That was a good result. Only uses 1 shot. Now he really needs to go and reload again. He doesn't know where the 121B is. And now he does what do you want to be, appears behind him, but he's only got 2 shots in his thing, so he puts 1 shot in, takes a hit from the 121B, he'll get the next shot in, but now he's on reload. The 121B is definitely one-shottable, but what he's doing now is the right thing to do. He's basically pushing right up, so obscuring his lower front plate. Does take another hit from the 121B, but he'll be reloaded in a few seconds. And as long as he can keep his gun on the 121B, takes another hit, but he's got enough hit points to play with and gets the kill. Pretty tense there, left with 152 hit points. That is the end of the game. Well, it was a pretty good game there and pretty tight at the end. Yeah, 1 versus 3 at the end there. So you got the high caliber award for the most damage, 6.5k of damage there. Ended up with the first class mastery badge, and we'll see how close he got to an ace tanker. So how did we look against the team? Well, here we go. 1284 base experience. Now, normally for most tier 10s, that would certainly earn you an ace tanker badge. So clearly, there's quite a lot of good players playing the Kranvagn. That's lifted the requirement. But yeah, without Rick, I think they would have lost. And in fact, in that situation at the end, there'll be all his teammates saying, I hope he doesn't screw it up, and certainly saved the team. So nice carry there. So who helped the most? Well, the Object 277 that was in front of him at the start did 3.5k, 3.7k from the E4. So all good contributions, and the 60 TP really, well, just nearly 2k, not quite what you'd expect, but that's not too bad. The Artie did 2.7, and the Object 279, not necessarily a good result, sort of threw his game away a bit there, and he did 1.5k, but did get a couple of kills, and it was in that traffic jam there on the enemy team, the 121B, who he dispatched the end nearly 6k himself, so he'd be pretty salty about that, but nonetheless, yeah, really good play there, and he almost got the kill at the end, which would have got the win. So he probably got an ace out of that himself. So shout out to that player. Not sure if that's his real name, but we'll go with that for the moment. What did it cost to run the tank? So not playing on a premium tank, you did have battle payments running, so that was from being in a clan, always a good reason to be in a clan like that. Good accuracy shooting out of the 18 shots fired. 16 hit, and all of those 16 penetrated, so good shot selection and ammunition selection as well. He did certainly use a mix of ammo. Damaged 7 enemy vehicles out of, that's nearly half of the total. Just shows his impact on the game. So in the end, he made a small profit at tier 10. That's a really excellent result, even though it's only 5,000 credits, not to be sneezed at. So thanks, Rick, for the content. Another great game there. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. I'll have more great content, and thanks for watching.